Part 2. Man, stopping at step 17 was a bad call, but you'll see why right here. So, in step 17, we had downloaded our second file. These were the round 1 baseline files. And then it basically was checking traffic from pump PLC to pump monitor, right? And sending a file. Now we're going to FTP a file from pump monitor to web01. So we got to go back and repeat steps 2 through 4. Maybe you forgot this if you're doing this later. But I'm going to go back through steps 2 through 4. You open a connections in pump monitor. So you go boom, boom, boom. And pump monitor, open a connections. And then you're like, how do I log in again? And then you wrote it down over here. User and password is the pump monitor connection. We go user and password for the password. And we are logged in right here. Now it logs us in. I want to put this line in, but we're going to call it baseline 2 this time. So I want to copy that line. I'm going to copy this line. So I wrote it here in my notes and paste it here. We're going to change this baseline 2. We're going to name this Trophy P2. Sure. I think it's period 2 and I'm doing this. And then you can close that again if you're in here. You paste it, Control V, and then you have to right click for some reason to make it show up, but hit enter. Password again is going to be password for pump monitor, and it's listening right now, so we're capturing traffic. All right, so now I go back to step 18. Open the connections folder and create a remote desktop connection. Oh, so a note here. You are going to have, before I keep going crazy and I get too far into this, they're going to tell you this note later on. And it says, oh, where is it? Basically, pump log is not in there anymore because I'm doing this on a new session. I think they tell you this and say, oh, you better go back in time and do your work because you kind of messed up, dude. Where does it tell me that? I don't remember. Let's keep going. Never mind. My bad. Let's just keep following the directions here and see when we get stuck. So instead of TCP dump, we're going to open up Wireshark. So we're going to go in here and we're going to open up Web01. So we don't do TCP dumps. We do this Wireshark thing. We do have to remote desktop in to use actual Wireshark like we've done in Unit 2. Now we'll open a connection and start Wireshark. Okay. I'm going to pause. This is going to take a while. So here's the thing right here. When we get to step 25, it's going to say, oh, put that pump log, but my connection reset. So we have to redo that again. We have to repeat steps 7 through 10. So while Wireshark's loading up, I'm going to minimize this. I'm actually going to go back in time and do steps 7 through 10 to make sure the pump log's in there. So we're going to open up another command to pump monitor, not use that existing one. Again, you don't have to do this if you're just doing this at the same time. So it's going to be user password. And we have to FTP to 10205. That's going to be the pump PLC. 10205. And then the username and password was Vagrant. Vagrant for everything. And now we're FTP'd in. And then you can do ls to look at everything, but we don't need to. We're going to use get pump.log or get pump.log.text. And it transfers everything over. Our transfer is complete and we can quit out. So you might need to make sure it's transferred back into pump monitor for this to work. All right. And I'm going to quit that. Close that extra session. All right. Back on track. This is our remote desktop connection right here. I'm going to hit the Wireshark button. This is we're back on track to be at step 20 right here. We're going to connect it to Ethernet 4. So you click Ethernet 4 in here. Hopefully it shows up. 1 second. All right, so we're going to do a custom filter, not port 3389 and port 22. This will make sure that it doesn't capture our virtual lab traffic right here. So I'm going to paste it in there so then I can paste it over here. I'm capturing, it has that filter. And then after you do all that, You can hit start capture. So you can hit this guy. Boom. Now it's going to start capturing our traffic. So I want to have this going in the background. So in step 21, we minimize the Web01 connection. Boom. All right. Now we want to generate some traffic while it's watching. So this is to show the traffic of FTPing that log file into Web01. So we're going to start another pump monitor connection because we have to keep this one watching traffic. We log in as user again and password. And then we're going to FTP to 10207, which is Web01. So FTP to 10207. And the username password for the Web01, it's going to be anonymous. With no password, you just hit enter. Isn't this so weird? Anonymous and just hit enter. You've opened an FTP session with Web01 like before. You cannot tell here, but TCP dump and Wireshark are listening. So those are listening. I bet if you'll see, it'll have some action in the Wireshark. At the FTP prompt, change the remote directory to inetpub FTP root. So we go, like if you want to see everything, go ls just to see it. So you see inetpub is directory. So inetpub FTP root. What? Oh, I spelled it wrong. I said put. So make sure it works. And then you can do ls. There's nothing in here right now. I know. Why does it say these things? I don't know. But there's nothing in there right now. Now we want to do this put pump log.txt. So we're going to put that pump log. And again, if you hadn't done that, gone back and done those steps, it might say that file's not found. Done, transfers complete. And if you want to see it, you can do ls. And notice now pump log's in there. We're all done. We put that traffic in there. Now I want to type quit. So I'm going to quit FTP right here. Okay, we have transferred it. And then we're going to close that session. And then we're going to stop the packet capture with Control C. So I can close this one. Yep. And I'm going to stop this by doing Control C. And then we're done with this one. Maximize the web connection and stop Wireshark right now. And then we're going to save it as Web01 baseline 2 and save it as a Wireshark TCP dump type. All right. So we go back to this, maximize it again. Notice there's all this traffic now. I will stop that connection. And I'm going to go to File. I'm going to go to Save As. And you're going to change this here to TCP dump. I'm going to leave an ISO tools. And I'm going to call it my name Web01 baseline 2. So we go Profi P2 Web01 baseline 2. Whatever you want to actually name it. So as long as you say baseline tube and Web01. So, because you're going to need these later. All right, and we're going to minimize that connection. So we don't want to close it yet. Now, we have saved it. So we want to, it's on Web01, but I want to get that file, that baseline file from Pump Monitor, the PCAP we made. I want to get it to my lab, my target Windows 01. So we have to use FTP. So how do we do that again? We're going to open PowerShell. So we have to open PowerShell on this computer. And we're going to FTP to Pump Monitor. Now, this gets weirder because they're like, they don't tell you. Like, what's the IP address? Okay, this is why we go, oh, FTP to Pump Monitor, 10206. Starting to make you think a little bit more. So FTP to 10206. And then we're in. Now we need user and password. Now we're in to that user. Wait. Okay. Okay, FTP binary and get commands to get that PCAP file. So I want to do binary first just because. Now I want to get that file. I want to get this baseline 2 file right here. Okay. So I'm going to do get. And then I can copy and paste. That seems to be the easiest way. That's why I did the ls thing. It's all done. We're good. I can quit. You'll notice here I'm in add users administrator. Baseline 2 exists. If I go into here, users, administrators, baseline 2 now exists. Okay. So by default, switch to, oh wait, and now we want to, okay, we quit that. Now we want to FTP to web 10.2.07 because we have to do the same thing. We have to FTP to the web server. So we're going to FTP to 10.2.07 now. It's web 01. And this is user anonymous again with no password. So we're into this one. Remember, we can ls. Oh, okay. That shows, okay, it's not in, so it's not in like the default directory. Where is that actually saved? The default, it was saved in isotools unless you saved it somewhere else. So you might have to change the directory to isotools and then get your file this way or however else you do this. So I'm going to change my directory to isotools. And you take ls because I want to see it. And I go, oh, there it is right there. I'm going to git and Brophy 02, paste, enter, transferred. All right. So I can quit. And if you look over here, you'll now see the web 01 baseline 2, and you probably saw it pop up right over here. So I've transferred those to this local, my virtual lab. And what I can do at this point is I can download it through Guacamole. That's what step 32 is about. So if you don't remember how to download, because that was last video, highlight both these, left click drag, hover over this. Want to go to the download folder. And as soon as you do this, you'll see it pop up down here. It's in my downloads to my local machine, wherever you save these at. So I like doing this show and folder, and I'm going to save these to wherever. All right. So save those somewhere that you're going to need them later. All right. We have one more file to get. It says you completed this. You captured network traffic. Okay. So if you need to add your topology, I'll leave that up to you. Now, the next thing, we want to browse the web 01 from target. So we want to generate traffic of browsing the internal website. So how do we do that? So we got to connect to web 01 and establish a Wireshark connection as before. Oh, guess what? If we still have this open, we're good. So I'm actually going to close. I don't know if we need to just hit start again. Will it be okay? Yeah, because we still got the filters. Ethernet 4, not port. I don't know why it's generating this traffic though. What's going on? I have other things. Maybe this is open still. I don't know. I feel like that traffic's kind of weird, but I don't know. I'm just gonna leave it. Yeah, why is this now? I say start and try that again. What's it gonna do? Not gonna save. I'll say it's fine. So it's same filter, Ethernet 4 with the snot port, and we're gonna minimize the web 01 connection. Yeah, now those don't appear. So I don't know why it does that. Maybe that's just some weird thing. So restart it if you see traffic popping up. Probably something with the lab. Okay, so start the capture, minimize it, back on target, launch a Chrome browser. So we're going to open up Chrome on the virtual lab, and we're actually going to go browse to that website where web 01 is. You're like, well, how do I get to it? The IP address is 10.2.07. So in your search bar, let's go 10.2.07. And now it's going to City Water Treatment System. This is, again, an internal website, not for the public. But you'll see it takes a little bit of time for this to pop up. But you'll see it's going to, a mock-up of the facility's homepage will load, normal traffic to capture. So we're just going to open this and close the browser. Just to show, hey, this is traffic of a computer that wants to go in, look at this. We're not going to click around here too. That would generate more traffic. But you see what's going on. A few things we could click on. We're done. Let's close the browser. All right. That generated traffic. Now let's go to that, stop that Wireshark capture. We're going to save that as web 01 baseline 3's TCP dump, right? Same way we did before. Notice, hey, there's a bunch of traffic on here now. I'm going to stop this file, save as. And then I'll save in here, and I'm going to save it as a TCP dump again. Oops. The wrong one. And then I'm going to call it my name, web 01. Make sure it's called web. Make sure it's at least says web 01 baseline 3. because that will make sure that it's what you want it to be. So minimize the connection. Let's just minimize it. I didn't need to close Wireshark, but I did. Transfer that from Web 01 to Target 01. We have to do that FTP thing again. We just did. Open up PowerShell. FTP to 10207. Have it memorized now. Anonymous. It's your username with no password. And you have to do you have to use binary and get. So keep using binary, which is kind of annoying. And then we have to change it to ISA tools. I'm going to go to ISA tools. It's not case sensitive. And then we're going to get, we already got baseline 2. Oh, no. We're going to get baseline 3. I guess we could have done this all at once. Like, why do we do baseline 2, then baseline 3? We could have. But what if, the virtual lab would have crashed? You would have had to redo baseline 2 again. So it's nice to do those one at a time. You don't want to have to remake those every time. So there you go. Now we did this. I can quit right there. And notice that this added into here. Great. All right, I can close this out. I can drag baseline 3 into download, and it's going to pop up right here. The other 2 files I did in that first video captured all the traffic. This is final task. What done? We're done. You can answer these on your own. There, we got our 5 files. You will need those in future lessons. Make sure you do this. That's it. Thank you.